Barron Ridge Speakers Agency proudly presents Speaker Spotlight, highlighting one of our keynote speakers from across the nation. Now, here's your Spotlight host, Mindy East.
Good morning, Daniel Gomez. It's an honor and privilege to have you today. You're new to my speakers agency, but you've been speaking in the industry for about 20 years, and you've got some big name people behind you that are endorsing you, Les Brown, Grant Cardone, and I just wanted to say welcome officially.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me, Mindy. I'll tell you what, I'm excited to be part of your family. I've seen your work. You do an amazing job, and it's amazing. It goes back to that true saying, great minds think alike and like attracts like. So I'm an honor to be in your presence and be part of your family. So I'm excited.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, you've been on national stages, international stages, national TV. You are a, well, what are you? Let me say what you are. Here, I've got your intro. You're an award-winning motivational keynote speaker, corporate trainer, confidence architect that strengthens the health of organizations by developing its people. That sounds wonderful. So tell us a little bit. I know behind you it says Daniel Gomez Inspires. So you've got your own wonderful, passionate thing going on. And what I do for you is I help manage the speaking side of your career. So tell us a little bit about Daniel Gomez.
Well, Daniel Gomez is just a genuine guy. I love people. And my wife started her breast cancer journey 3 years ago, and that changed my life. I left corporate America, really. I had been speaking and training for many years in the corporate world, and just said, well, what good does it do me if my wife's depressed? So I resigned to take care of her, and that just changed my whole trajectory of life. And when it came back to go back to work after she finished her double mastectomy and really healing from that emotionally and physically, I just didn't have a passion to go back, and just prayed about it and got open doors. And in the last 3 years, it's just been amazing. I've been doing it full time now, like full time, and it's just been awesome. So my brand is Daniel Gomez Inspires, because I love to inspire people. I love to encourage people. I love to edify people, because this is the thing that breaks my heart, Mindy. Whether I go speak in California or across the world, wherever I go speak at, is no matter where you are, people undervalue themselves. People, their self-worth is not what it should be. And that breaks my heart, because you even have CEOs that undervalue who they are. And that's a bad thing in leadership, because when you undervalue who you are as a leader, that's when you become that dictator of your organization. And because you try to micromanage everything, you actually lose control of the whole organization.
Well, I would categorize you as a business and leadership expert. You speak on leadership development, on team building, sales training, customer service, and as you just mentioned, the confidence building as far as understanding your value.
Yes. Well, see, what I love the most is that, like, I was just with this client this morning, and amazing gentleman. I mean, if you were to see him, this guy is like rock solid, right? Like the Rock, the wrestler. He just has that. But deep down inside, there's an insecurity in some people. And this is the biggest mistake that I see a lot of people make, is that they think they can change their mindset, their thinking, through willpower. And that's the biggest lie that you can ever tell yourself, is that you'll be able to change your attitude, your thinking. If you have wrong thinking, willpower is not going to change it. And that's where most people fail.
Well, and you are also the author of a book, So You Can Fly, right?
You were born to fly, yes.
Born to fly, my apologies. And you're actually working on, since this COVID-19, you have rolled out a speech, and it's called Tough Times Don't Last, Tough People Do. What can you share, what message can you share with our viewers this morning on how they can get through this crisis?
Well, it's called Tough Times Don't Last, Tough Organizations Do, because the tough organization is going to have the tough people inside of it. So the name of the keynote is actually Tough Times Don't Last, Tough Organizations Do. And the main thing that you want to focus right now, like this morning, I just did a little coaching session with a group of people, and I was like, you got to create the atmosphere you want. Atmosphere is everything. Culture is everything. And if you're walking in right now into the office, if you're still going into the office, or even if you're doing Zoom meetings from internally from your houses, there's still an atmosphere that you can create as a leader of that organization. It's, are you allowing them to play? I claim I have, when you have, in other words, say you have some organizations call them huddles. If you have a huddle, play some music on the background, have fun, move around, dancing, because a body in motion stays in motion. Let me say it again: a body in motion stays in motion. And you got to be that leader that sets the tone, because when you create that atmosphere, and music is a great way to create culture, because everybody has that trigger song that gets them going and reminds them of just a great time in their life. And you want to create that culture for your employees, because if employees are engaged, they're 50% more profitable, because when you put people before profits, that's when everything changes, Mindy.
Right, right. That's so true. So what can you share with someone as far as what are you doing to stay happy, healthy, and positive today? What are you doing in your world?
Well, I get that question. They tell me, Daniel, you're so happy, you're so full of energy. Man, you're just a natural. I work at it every single day. Every day I wake up and I look in the mirror. This is the first thing I do. I look in the mirror and I tell myself I love myself. I tell myself I believe in myself. And the key thing is this, is you got to look into the pupils of your eyes, Mindy. You got to look into the pupils of your eyes, because the pupils are the gateway to your soul, into your heart of hearts. And when you tell yourself that you really believe in yourself, when you really like get close into the mirror like that, and I mean, you got to put your face to that glass, everything changes. You don't just say it, but you feel it. And when you feel it, that those emotions just transfer into your new thought patterns in your subconscious mind, and it becomes automatic. And the more you do it, then the more you believe it, the bigger risk you take. And then you start your own speaker bureau agency like yourself.
Well, speaking of that, you also have something on the horizon that you're working on. Tell us a little bit about that venture.
Well, we got the Sticker Shock Speaking Academy actually coming to San Antonio, Texas here on July 24th and 25th. I'm super excited about it. I'm super pumped. And it's actually came about because I'm an event planner also. We have some amazing events. We just had our last month, right before COVID hit, March 6th, we had the Business Accelerator, the Sticker Shock's Business Accelerator. It was phenomenal. Our keynote speaker was Bill Walsh, and he came in and it was amazing. And we had 10 amazing speakers and really just accelerated a lot of business here in the South Texas region. So coming into Sticker Shock, we were just here, and it was like, my friend goes, you ever thought about doing an academy? And I was like, well, I kind of did, because this is the biggest mistake a lot of speakers make. They see themselves as a speaker, but they never really create a speaking business. And I myself, I've paid over $5,000 for a speaker academy through JMT, John Maxwell team, and some other ones. And no one gives you a speaker reel. No one gives you optics to put on your webpage. No one gives you those items that you so desperately need. I know speakers that have been speaking for 5 years, no joke, and don't even have a website. I'm like, no wonder you're not getting paid at all what you should be getting paid. You need to, well, I don't have anything to put on there. And we're going to provide the whole speaking business, from the application to the email automations, how to put your honorarium. And not only that, we're going to give you that nice stage, because you and I both know, you as a speaker bureau owner, if event planners and organizers don't see you on a nice stage, they're not going to pay you that $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 fee.
Sure.
That honorarium. And I put a lot of effort into that. And event planners don't do that because it costs a lot of money. We'll just be honest. But I believe that when your speakers come in there, you want to give them something of quality, because you want them to come back. So I'm super excited. So if you're an aspiring speaker, or if you don't have that little edge that you need, let me tell you, I've gotten over 100 paid speaking engagements in just these last 2 years, when everybody said everything was slow. It's not slow. It's on your mindset. And we're going to help you develop that speaker business mindset at the academy.
Good. Very good. Well, you're so excited and motivated. I'm sure that everyone else here, or other people who want to step into that world of speaking, will benefit from checking out Daniel Gomez Inspires and find you as far as that next event. You also have a really good ladies event coming up in the fall as well.
Yes. Well, so like I mentioned before, my wife's a breast cancer survivor. So through that, we ended up have a nonprofit now called the Mighty Strong Foundation. God really put it in our heart to do a nonprofit, and I had no idea how to start it. But by the grace of God, we have a nonprofit. We've been able to give thousands to women impacted by breast cancer. So our women's conference is going to be 10-10-20, right? I love that, 10-10-20. October 10th, 2020 here at San Antonio at the Norris Conference Center also. And it's going to be amazing. We're expecting about 200 women. We're going to bring in 9 speakers that we got confirmed already to come and just really edify, encourage. And the big message right now that we really want to deliver to women is just a message of hope. Because I think above that, just women in general, I would say this because I see my wife, what she does here, and I see other women, that women a lot of times right now are carrying an extra load because I think the children lean on them more. So they're the ones homeschooling. They're the ones going a little bit further than what maybe the men are right now. And I say that because I'm being honest. So we really want to give them that message of hope and encouragement, because unfortunately there's going to be a hangover as we come out of this COVID-19 season. And people are still going to have that fear, that insecurity. So when they come to our conference, boom, they're going to get that message of hope, inspiration, to know that God is with them and their best is yet to come.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful way to stay focused and positive on the future. And I also know that you have a great heart for our military. And you've had many opportunities to speak in front of our armed forces. What are some of the messages or lessons that you share with them as they go out and fight on the front lines?
Just to let their emotions run, to be real. I think, I know you got to be, like, for instance, I'll just tell you a heart-to-heart talk that I had to one of the officers there. It was a master sergeant, lieutenant master sergeant, and he just really, you're taught to be fearless and you're taught not to show emotion. And then unfortunately, Mindy, as I spend time with them, that's why their divorce rate is higher than civilian, because they don't show their emotion, they don't communicate. And I just tell them, open your heart and be real. People want to, you have a heart. And you'd be surprised just when I do my keynote, when I go at the NCO Academy, when I speak there, just how you can see like they're engaged and they just really, like, they need to hear that, because they're human beings, because we're not robots. And when God created us, he created us with emotion and feelings. And just to see, like, when that lieutenant colonel was just talking to me, he goes, man, your message really just inspired me today. Just that it's okay to cry, right? Because that's the biggest lie we've been told as men.
Yes.
Tough men don't cry. It's like baloney. Yes. So to see her, as a coach, as a confidence coach, and just in my realm of training and speaking and coaching, when I see a grown man cry, it brings joy to my heart, because that means that there's healing taking place in his heart. And I see a lot of healing taking place in the military when I go speak over there.
That's wonderful advice, because this is something unprecedented that we've never been through before. And I think it's very important to actually feel that sadness and process those emotions so they don't get buried down deep. So you bring up a very good, valid point, to find that confidant, find that clergy member, find that family member, and just, make sure that your mental health is doing well. So
we're human. At the end of the day, we're human, and people want to know,
yes,
if you're real. And when you're real, people can sense it. That's why it's like, I like to have fun, but there's a serious part of me too. But you got to enjoy life, especially in these seasons right now. We don't know when this COVID-19 is going to end, but enjoy it. Just really enjoy it, and enjoy the time you have right now with your family, and just embrace it, because there's nothing you can do about it. And how you wait is going to determine how long you wait.
Oh, that's good. Well, let me ask you one last direction. I want to kind of get you back on the business line, as far as, when we come back, we're going to have to kind of refigure what business is going to look like.
Yes.
You touched on having a good work environment, having your employees feel engaged. What is something else that a leader can do to rally their group or their team at this point in time?
So I would do 2 things. I would focus on what are your strengths, and focus on your strengths going up once business opens up. What's your one product or your one service that really just generates the most profitability? And then the ones that are down at the bottom, that maybe you're putting more time and effort and the return has been 0, cut it off. Just cut it off. Prune off. And just think about this right now. As we're coming into spring, and we just pruned our crepe myrtles, and you prune them back. That way they can be more fruitful. Mm-hmm. And I think at this time right now, you really got to look at what services and products are most profitable, and stick with those top ones that are producing. And the reality is probably about maybe 2 or 3 products or services are producing about 50 to 70% of your income and your revenue. And the ones that ain't profitable, you just got to kind of weed those out and then see. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is, okay, where can I pivot to now? Because the reality is we're doing this from Zoom right now, and a lot of employees are working from home. I can tell you a lot of these offices are probably going to be empty towards the end of the year because businesses are going to say, we don't need all this overhead. And you're going to see, I was having this conversation with my wife is, I bet you since you don't have that dictator leadership, right? That anarchy over that, there's always a supervisor or two that are kind of just that micromanager.
Yeah.
I bet you since employees don't have that over them right now, I told my wife, I bet you there's a big percentage of employees that are actually going to be more productive when they see their numbers coming back. Like, what did you do? And all they did was they let them work instead of questioning everything they were doing.
Wow. Well, your book, You Were Born to Fly, talks about having a champion attitude.
Yes.
So that sounds like you just defined a self-starter, someone who's motivated, and someone who can rise above the circumstances. Where can people find your book?
As a matter of fact, this is what it looks like. It's You Were Born to Fly. It's an amazing book. I love my book. And you can get it on Amazon. It's an international bestseller. And this book's really going to help you just really develop your self-leadership and really just take it to the next level. If you need a book to motivate you, to inspire you. And the great thing is that it has reflection questions to really help you to develop that next level with inside yourself.
So Daniel, if someone wanted to book you for an upcoming conference or event, we could manage to do a bundle deal and include your book as a
yes, for sure.
Special, and then you would be willing to autograph it and have you on hand to do that autograph signing, correct?
I have my magic pen right here.
Awesome. Well, in closing, do you have a silver lining or just what you're learning in all this that you can share?
Yes, I would tell all the business owners out there, all the CEOs, CFOs, is tough times don't last, tough people do. Tough times don't last, tough organizations do. And ask yourself this one question: what can I learn from this? What can I truly learn from this whole experience that's going to help me to become a better leader? And when you ask yourself that question, because the quality of the question you ask yourself determines the quality of the leader you're going to be. Because if you never self-assess yourself, you're never going to rise to that next level of leadership. So ask yourself, what can I learn and how can I apply that to my organization to bring out the best in the people that I serve, which is, of course, is your employees and all your staff.
Oh, that's excellent. And I'm so grateful I get to be surrounded by positive and encouraging, motivational people like you, professional speakers. I mean, I have the best job. It's not a job, it's a passion for me. And I learn from my speakers all the time. So you just left me a wonderful nugget of wisdom. And I just thank you and I appreciate you. And I'm so excited to be working with you. And thank you for your time today, Daniel.
No, it's been a blessing being on your show. I thank you so much for having me, and I'm honored to be a part of your family. And I know once everything opens up here in a couple of months, it's going to be amazing. And we're going to do spend a lot of time together, me and you, Mindy. So I'm honored to be part of your family. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And if anybody out there would like to book Daniel for an upcoming conference or event or even a Zoom meeting, contact me, Mindy East at Barron Ridge Speakers Agency. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everybody. God bless y'all.
Thanks for watching. Please join us next time. For more information on booking a keynote speaker or event MC, contact Mindy East at Barron Ridge Speakers Agency.